Well, welcome back. The California gubernatorial race heating up ahead of the state's primary election, which is on June 2nd. The latest Emerson College poll shows a tight race. Former HHS Secretary Javier Becerra is leading the way at 19%. While frontrunner in the GOP, Steve Hilton, is actually a close second. Joining me now, the man himself, California gubernatorial candidate Steve Hilton. Great to see you, Steve. Thanks so much for being here. How are you going to close this gap?
Well, Maria, on most of the other polls, I'm slightly ahead, but the point you make is exactly right. It's very, very tight at the top. We've basically got three candidates competing for two spots, myself and two other Democrats. You've got Becerra, who you mentioned, also the billionaire climate fanatic, Tom Steyer, who spent $200 million to get to where he is. Look, we got to have change in California. It's a similar story to what you were just discussing. The energy costs, the hostility to business in Europe that you were discussing with Liz and your guest just a few moments ago. That's us here in California. We got to turn it around so that we don't have the highest unemployment rate, highest poverty rate, highest cost of living in America. Instead, we're open for business and booming again. And so everyone needs to realize in California, the election day is today and tomorrow and yesterday because ballots are out. There's only one choice for change. On the Republican side, we have to get behind my campaign because I'm the only hope, frankly, for change in California.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because the Trump administration has been heavily cracking down on nationwide fraud, especially in California. And, you know, your colleagues up there on stage don't even mention it. I mean, CMS Administrator Dr. Oz says federal officials closed 800 hospice and home health providers in the Golden State after uncovering a massive Medicare fraud scheme tied to foreign-linked criminal networks, allegedly siphoning more than $1 billion from taxpayers. Dr. Oz singled out L.A. as a major hotspot, saying that that city alone accounts for nearly 1/3 of all hospice providers nationwide, Steve.
Exactly. I mean, you're totally right. That is the heart of how we're going to actually bring taxes down in California. We got the highest taxes in the country. It's one of the reasons so many businesses and entrepreneurs are leaving. And of course, to do that, we got to cut the budget. Yes, just last week, Gavin Newsom announced yet another budget, yet another level of record spending. He's nearly doubled spending in the time he's been in office. And a huge proportion of that is fraud and waste and abuse. I put together a report at CalDOGE, part of my campaign, California Department of Government Efficiency. Our estimate is that in California, it's $425 billion of fraud in the last 5 years. That's an average of $80 billion a year, around 20% of California's budget. And we just got to accept that and root it out and cut it out so we can reduce spending from the levels we're at so we can cut taxes.
Well, I'm with Liz Peek this morning. And Liz, you made an interesting observation during the commercial break, and that is that Gavin Newsom is out doing fear-mongering out there. Oh, God, what if a Republican wins in California?
Well, because of the jungle primary, if the top two Republicans, Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco, come in 1 and 2, there will definitely be a Republican governor, a prospect that has so horrified Democrats that they drummed Eric Swalwell out of the race because they didn't want him diluting the Democrat vote. But, Steve, it's incredible to me that Newsom overtly came out recently and hinted they might change the rules if that happened.
So Liz, Maria, the story actually is moved on a little bit since then because the polls have really opened up. There's no prospect whatever of two Republicans in the top two. That is a fantasy. And they're raising the specter of that in order to trick Republicans into thinking it's possible and splitting the Republican vote, because what Newsom really wants is two Democrats in the top two. If there are two Democrats, that means there'll be no discussion of his disastrous record and no chance of a Republican governor being elected, just as he's beginning his presidential campaign. The last thing he wants is his presidential primary happening in a moment where he's lost his state to a Republican. So we've got to be really clear now. The idea of two Republicans is dead. And so any vote for Chad Bianco right now in California is basically a vote for two Democrats in the top two. And that kills any chance of change in California.
Well, I mean, you know, you've got to come out and you've got to articulate all that you're talking about, because there are independents and conservatives in California
Yes.
who understand exactly what you're talking about. I mean, you recently unleashed on gubernatorial competitor and current mayor of San Jose, Matt Mahan, over homelessness in the city. You visited a park in his city where you showed garbage strewn about, homeless people on the streets, and then you wrote on X, you said, Democrat governor candidate Matt Mahan keeps bragging about a great job he's done as mayor of San Jose. I was there on Friday. Here's what we found. Homeless everywhere, boarded up shops, public parks that smell like public toilets. Now he wants that for California? No thanks. Steve, is it resonating?
100%. And we are seeing that independents and Democrats, they're coming to our town halls up and down the state, hundreds of people coming out each time. And our campaign is clearly leading among independents. When you look inside of the polls, it's the same kind of energy, actually, you're seeing in Los Angeles with Spencer Pratt. People are done with it in California. We really are sick of it. And so I'm very confident, actually, that we will make it through the primary. And then when the fight for the future of California is either me against Becerra, who's just basically another 4 years of the same, or Tom Steyer, who's even more left-wing and would make things even worse. I think people are going to say, we're done with it in California.
Yeah.
We've got to get back on track towards some common sense.
Well, you know, even when you look at what's currently going on in the Strait of Hormuz and with the Iran war, I mean, we're talking this morning with Eric Herrera, who is the CEO of Maverick X, and he's has a business of extracting rare earth minerals from rock. But, you know, when you look at the policies of California, Eric, California is actually way behind the eight ball now. I mean, they were, you know, wanting to get oil and gas through the Strait of Hormuz from the Middle East rather than tapping into their own resources. Your reaction?
Yes, people don't realize that Los Angeles is sitting on top of oil fields, but it's completely untapped because of these regulations. And that's why they're paying $6, $7 at the pump.
So when you have a situation where things go against you because you've got a global or a geopolitical event, the Strait of Hormuz closed, California gets impacted the worst out of the entire union.
Yes, and that's why we had to make the tough decision to leave. And I think a lot of people are following us from California to Texas.
When did you leave California?
2023.
And you're seeing a lot of that, Steve, aren't you?
100%. It's heartbreaking and infuriating because it's totally self-inflicted. I was at an oil refinery in Torrance just last week learning about the devastation that they've caused our energy industry. And exactly as you say, we're importing not just crude oil, but finished gasoline because we don't have the refinery capacity anymore, and we're not producing our own. Sable, just off the coast of Santa Barbara, actually one of the largest deposits in the country now, second only to the Permian Basin by some estimates, completely blocked by Gavin Newsom. Now, the President Trump and his team are helping to get some oil moving there.
Yeah.
Also on rare earths. I was down near the Salton Sea. We have massive lithium deposits in California. The people there in Imperial County want to call it Lithium Valley and massively expand production there. Regulators in California are blocking it. Everywhere you look, they're standing in the way of the kind of growth and opportunity that we could be having.
So once we see a big flurry of these minerals that we need so badly for our military, you're going to see the same situation if the leadership is in place in California, that California will be left behind again.
Definitely. Even with new technology, the tax was 25% on lithium. Even if they can take the lithium out, it doesn't make sense to sell it.
Google Map users say that they have been seeing satellite images showing areas devastated by the Palisades and Eaton wildfires, meanwhile, Steve, but showing what they looked like before the fires. Google wrote this: "This is a technical issue triggered by a recent routine update to satellite imagery in Google Maps and Earth, which accidentally restored old imagery from before the fire." The company later followed up, announcing the issue had been fixed and it was due to a technology issue. Steve, your thoughts?
Well,
that's convenient, isn't it, Liz?
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a lot of skepticism about that. I have to report from my friends. I was just near there in Los Angeles just last week. We had an event with many people who'd lost their homes. They're furious about this, but in fact, they're even more furious about what's going on in LA and the fact that the bureaucratic barriers are still there to do what they want to do, which is rebuild and renew their lives. And they're suspicious as well that the whole agenda all along was to actually destroy the character of that community and pursue an ideological agenda of low-income apartment buildings and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And there's no sign that that's changing. I mean, more than a year on, nearly a year and a half on, and still it's a total disaster. That's why you're seeing so much support for Spencer Pratt in LA.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're watching your race closely, Steve, and Spencer Pratt's race as well. Great to see you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you,
Steve
Marie.
Hilton this morning in California. We'll be right back. Stay with us.